Daniel here for Tabletop for One. Please join me at the table as I play through Crystallo, Den of Dragons. And I thank you for joining me for this tutorial and solo playthrough of the Den of Dragons expansions for Crystallo. Crystallo is the solo-only award-winning puzzle game by Liberty Kifer, and she has a new Kickstarter for both the Den of Dragons expansions and the Untold Fortune expansions, coming to Kickstarter on June 16th. I'll have a link in the description if you want to follow it. As a disclaimer, I received the prototype copy of both expansions to do the tutorial videos. Now in the Den of Dragons expansion, you are able to encounter not only the black dragon, but an extra dragon based on how you did in the first phase of the game. Now, I already did a playthrough with the Untold Fortune expansion, where I just did the first phase of the game to show that expansion, but I'd finished that expansion with a bunch of extra cards, and I also had these 3 treasure tokens left over, which will allow me to encounter the armored dragon. I'll explain that in just a minute. Now in the Den of Dragons expansion, you're going to get these components here, which are tiles for each of the dragons. There's 3 tiles of each color. Then you have the gems of each color here. And then you have the 3 dragons here that you're going to encounter. So you have the gold dragon and the mystic dragon and then the armored dragon. And of course, we are going to be encountering the armored dragon this time. And what happens in this expansion is after you've completed the black dragon, you're going to go ahead and use these 3 tiles, overlaying them on cards, as long as they're on cards and not on the table. And you're going to try and capture or light up the orbs here, these 3 orbs, in some way. And there's 2 modes, there's easy and hard modes to do this. The hard mode is this side of the tiles here, where the 3 crystals are in specific colors, but the other side here has multicolored crystals, which are wild colors, and that's going to be the easy mode. And of course, you get various rewards and riches and titles depending on how well you do and which difficulty. Now here's the kicker. If you do not capture the armored dragon or the mystic dragon, whichever dragon, extra dragon you're encountering, you actually lose even though you captured the black dragon. So the stakes are higher, but the high score is even higher. So you're able to shoot for scores you haven't seen before in previous games. Alright, we're going to set up like normal for the second phase. So we'll set the black dragon up here. We're going to be trying to capture the black dragon. We'll set 2 of each gem here that we'll be using for that dragon. Then we'll take the leftover cards from phase 1, which I had 5 leftover cards, adding them to the 9 cards that were set aside at the beginning of the game. So now I have 14 cards here. But as mentioned earlier, I have these 3 treasures here, which is a full set. And if you remember the rules here of the base game, if you collect all 3 battle treasures, you may draw 1 extra card during the battle dragon phase. And so I'm going to draw that card now, and I'll go ahead and add it to my deck here. And so I'll set out the armored dragon here. He's going to set up like this. And I'll take the armored tokens here, the gems here, and set them aside. And then the 3 tiles that I'm going to be using to capture him, I'll set those aside. Now you don't have to decide which mode you're using, easy or hard mode. You can decide that as you're completing the puzzle. You can try both ways to see what works. And so, yeah, you don't have to set that up ahead of time. You do, however, have to determine which dragon you're going to fight before you start the second phase here. And that's going to correspond to the treasure tokens that you earned the last game. Since I only earned armored tokens or weapon tokens, then I can only fight the armored dragon. Now, if I had a combination of different tokens, then I could choose other dragons that represent those tokens. But that is not the case right here. Alright, so then it proceeds like normal. So our first goal is going to defeat the black dragon. And so as you may know from playing the base game, you can see all your cards ahead of time and choose how you want to place them. I think I'm going to start off with this one here in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this purple one underneath. I'll place this red one off to the side. I'll place this purple one on top, and then this red one here. I always like starting out with this pattern with the black dragon, because now I've completed actually 4 gems at once. And so we'll go ahead and add all these gems to the board here, and then we'll add them to the dragon. So now I just need the red and the dark blue and we'll be good on the dragon, but we do need to take care in providing enough room to place these tiles. And so the first thing I want to do is place this one here. And then I'll place that one there. And that'll give me the red gem. So now we're just down to the dark blue gem to capture the black dragon. And then I think I'll place this one here and this one here. Because what I want to end up doing is placing this tile right here to complete the dragon's orb as well. And then if I place this one here, and this one here, and then this one here, and I think that'll work. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm going to be able to complete this tile here. And with that tile there, I can complete this one here, and then this one up here, and that'll complete all three for the armored dragon. But I still need to complete the dark blue orb. And so we have this one here. I have 3 cards left here. And so I'll place this one here and this one here. And now I've placed the final crystal to capture the black dragon. And with these already in place, I'm just going to look and make sure I got the patterns right. And it looks like I did. We will go 1, 2, and 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. And we've captured the armored dragon. That's fantastic. And so we're going to check out to see how much my score is. Now in the previous video, I had done the normal mode, which is the adventurous mode. And so I get the adventurous title, which awards me an extra 50 points. I collected 3 treasures during my quest, so I'm impoverished. And so I'm an impoverished adventurous. Well, with the defeat of the armored dragon, I get a new title that's not listed here. This is the core game manual, but I get the new title of Conqueror. So I'm an adventurous, impoverished conqueror. And so what that's going to give me is it's going to give me points that aren't listed here yet. They'll be listed in the expansion rulebook. But based on how these progress, I think I'm going to get probably about 2,500 points. I could be wrong, but I think that's where my total is going to end up to be about. Either way, it's going to be a fantastic amount of points, way more than I've ever done before. I do want to note one thing that you may not know. When you're doing this puzzle of capturing the black dragon and the armored dragon, if you can't do it after you place your cards, you can reset and keep trying. The game allows for that, especially with the extra challenge and everything. It encourages you to do so. But yeah, so definitely consider that. You can just take all the cards back off the table, set the gems aside again, and try again with the cards because it's hard to see how to work it all out. And so there you have it. That was the tutorial and solo playthrough for the Den of Dragons, the expansion to Crystallo. Feel free to check out the link in my description for the Kickstarter page coming June 16th. Ask me any questions in the comments below, point out any rules errors I might have made. Please also like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here, and I thank you very much for watching Tabletop for One. Have a great night.